This is Star Wars The Last Jedi 3 3/4 inch 5 points of articulation Force Link multi-pack featuring Emperor Palpatine, Luke Skywalker, and Emperor's Royal Guard. Now, this is a Target exclusive in the US, but I actually found this on clearance in Canada at my local Canadian Tire for about $17 a couple weeks ago. And let's take a quick look at the packaging itself for this multi-pack. We have standard The Last Jedi box art here, along with Emperor Palpatine, Emperor's Royal Guard, and of course Luke Skywalker in his Return of the Jedi attire. Now, this multi-pack obviously features the scene when Luke confronts the Emperor in his throne room in The Return of the Jedi. And I think this is absolutely one of the best 5 POA multi-packs that Hasbro released as part of the Last Jedi wave of figures. Quick look at the back here of the packaging itself. Not much to really see. Force Link again is featured here, along with Palpatine, the Emperor's Royal Guard, and Luke Skywalker. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at the figurines itself and see what Hasbro has in store for us again in this Target exclusive multi-pack from The Last Jedi. So here they are outside of packaging, and before we begin, I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. The only reason why I even got this set was because of Emperor Palpatine. Look at Emperor Palpatine right here. Let me get the box out of the way so you guys can see. But check him out. If you guys are on the fence about picking this multi-pack up, just look at the detail behind this Palpatine by Hasbro. I mean, we've seen with this latest wave of movie figures in the 5 POA line that in terms of the sculpt, in terms of the detail, this is probably some of the best 5 POA figures we've seen, again, in terms of detail. And for me, this multi-pack really sells because of this one fig alone. Palpatine, this is probably the best 5 POA Palpatine we've ever seen. Look at the detail that we see here on his hood. It's a soft goods type of robe as well. But man, look at that. That's the Emperor right there. Look at that facial sculpt. Now let's save him for the end. Let's save the best for the end. And let's take a quick look at some of the other figures that are included in this pack. We'll start here with Luke Skywalker. Luke, again, comes with a great sculpt. Very fine paint applications. It looks like Mark Hamill. Not much to say since it is a 5 points of articulation figure, but if you're looking for something to have on display at work or just have on display, this is Luke from Return of the Jedi. Can't complain about the level of detail that Hasbro has provided for this figure. He does come with his lightsaber as an accessory, and he holds it pretty well as well. Let's take a quick look at the saber itself. It's kind of small compared to some of the other releases we've seen in the past, but for this line, for this multi-pack itself, it does its job. Now, an interesting point here to point out is these figures, even though they're 5 points of articulation, they actually do have swivel wrists. Hasbro did us a favor here by including swivel wrist action here. So it's actually 6 points of articulation, which was really a nice surprise. Now, just for comparison's sakes, this is the Return of the Jedi Luke that we got from the Vintage Collection. This is actually the fig of Luke in the deleted scene on the Return of the Jedi Blu-ray edition. So obviously one's 5 points of articulation and the other isn't super articulated, but if you look at the head sculpt itself, I would say that our friend here on the left is actually a much more of an improvement over what we had in the Vintage Collection. He also stands pretty well for a 5 POA figure. If you have his left leg out in front here like this, again, you're not going to really get him in any type of battle pose, unfortunately, because of the lack of articulation. But if you're looking for a Luke in a nice, for just a normal shelf display, he is not bad. Next on the line, let's take a look at the Emperor's Royal Guard. Now, I believe this is actually the first time we've gotten a Royal Guard 5 POA in a couple years. Again, very fine detail here by Hasbro. Soft goods, PVC material robe. Let's take a quick look at what's underneath it. It's typical Emperor's Royal Guard armor that we saw in the Black Series version of him as well. He does come with his little staff here as an accessory. He holds it pretty well. Articulation wise, it's 5 points of articulation, nothing more to see here, but on the shelf itself, he looks pretty screen accurate. He is on point with all the other releases we've seen so far in this movie line of 5 POA figures. So good job, Hasbro. Just give us more articulation next time. But that's the Emperor's Royal Guard. Great to have on display. But the star of this multi-pack is hands down our favorite Emperor, Palpatine. Again, I've already gone over the detail of the sculpt itself, soft goods robes. He also comes with interchangeable hands. Now, if we take these hands off, you probably noticed in the packaging itself already that he comes with these Force Lightning hands that you can just swap in like this. And wow, look at Sheev Palpatine go. Now, Emperor Palpatine is also supposedly being released in Wave 3 of the regular The Last Jedi 5 POA line of figures. I haven't been able to find him in stores at all, and knowing Hasbro and knowing the distribution issues they've had with Walmart, Toys R Us, Target, etc., I don't think you guys will be able to find this guy at all in the next few weeks with the Han Solo release around April. So if you guys see this multi-pack and you really want this Emperor Palpatine, go ahead and pick it up at Target, because if you're looking for the single release of the Emperor, it's going to be really hard to find. So that was a quick look at the 5 POA Star Wars The Last Jedi Force Link 3 3/4 inch Target exclusive multi-pack. If you see it on the shelves, do pick it up just for this Emperor Palpatine alone. I think this is the best Emperor Palpatine Hasbro has given us in the 3 3/4 inch scale of action figures because it's amazing. So, what do you guys think? Which one of these 3 figures here are your favorite? Leave a comment below, give this video a like, and please subscribe for more great Star Wars reviews and more coming up. And until the next time, may the toys be with you.